Good evening, everyone. Today, I want to introduce you to the Riot 1404 ELDs at the time of the 1st of April. That is, the Daily Bold. This is no longer a Beta 1, well, not the final release, which seems to be coming out in mid-April. More precisely, it seems to be the 27th, but that's not the point. First of all, what I want to show you. Finally, the new wallpaper was filed down. Of course, not as cool as the jeans ball, you get the humor, but still a pretty nice thing. These are the winter nisheki we have, that is, it's with a hint of else, that people will use for a long time. And turn on some of these drug-addicted blue beads there, and we'll look at them. The default wallpaper looks like this. Some kind of Windows 8, a law iOS 7, cubism strikebidism with modernism, in short, do understand right? Everything. Everything is heading towards a flat interface, but that's not the point. We'll get used to everything. And I would work with my nose. Such a thing, yes, for those who like to lie face down on the asphalt, of course, fans of Psychotropic have not forgotten either. So, airplanes for fans of Silt Stormtrooper under Vine to play. So, for fans of macro photography, I like this one. Such a law Mako's Leopard 10 and 5, or 10 and 6, which is not in this form. I'll go back to what I said last time. The Riot is getting closer to Mako's every time. More precisely, she looks very much like her. I'm not going to say that this is a complete derailment. Well, damn, it's very similar. To begin with, even my layout began to switch, yes, by default, as on the Mac. That is, by pressing the Vin button and the space bar. That is, and on a Poppy keyboard, it's just a space. That's not the point. Since I work on an old Power Mac, since I am a beggar, I have a Powerman G5, my working typewriter. It was a pleasant surprise for me. I'm not going to tell you right now that Apple is cool. In fact, I don't like the new Apple models. Absolutely. Not only because they are ordinary pishishniki, with a Mako's rolled on top, because they are some kind of alien moronic computers, right? In general, I'm not a fan of this tablet revolution. After all, I bought tablets, but I'll come back to this later. Here is such an Alia leopard. Oh boy no, although he hinted that I love the tiger more. That's such an alphaphage pervert. Yes, I will return it to the default wallpaper. You can notice that the very nicely licked animation, compared to the Subunit 1204, in which the animation still got out, but not completely well. That is, I was slowing down a little somewhere anyway. Although 12.04 and 4. At Ubuntu, it is already quite licked, somewhat reminiscent of 10.04 of course. Here, what glitches did I have in this version? More precisely, a post in beta. I have such an unpleasant glitch in the Minecraft game on OpenGIG 7. The control completely fails, moreover, on the part of the buttons that controls the control buttons back and forth, there and then. The inclusion of water commands, and also some buttons. After turning the launcher on /off, this error disappears. Here. Then, if you downloaded a third-party package, when you install it through the Application Center, it will not install. More precisely, this is what happens to me. Here. But when I put some other package, well, what can I put here? Some simple game there, or something else to check, or just some package I do not know, some program something. Let's put about this game, right? You see, she went here. Damn, it's fun, right? That's pretty handy, immediately appears. You know where your app will appear. You don't have to look for it, as before, in the old GNOME 2. I don't shit on GNOME 2, don't knob me, it's a cool shell at all, there's no dispute. But note that lamers have broken into the Linux world. And lamer is not so bad. Lamer is an ordinary person, and a user who needs everything quite simply. Yes, now, anyone who has just downloaded and installed Linux. So, BBB. Damn, any server, although I play shit. Damn cool game. Dude, I'm doing your ass. Of course, I don't know how to play, she's going to beat me up right now, I'm fucked. In short, okay, you get it. You understand what this is all about, right? That is more precisely what I wanted to show. Here. What other glitches do I have? And I also want to brag that after all, the lags were corrected in Skype, and the audio pulse no longer fell off. As in the last review, everything works fine. So, I will also say that our performance has improved. Pretty good. As you can see, even when recording, everything opens up pretty quickly. I do not know how it will be shown in the final version. Let's say there are some external differences there, but it's hard to find there as always. In any LPS, the emphasis is on stability. For stability, that's it. Now we'll see. That is, here is such a trick. Where can I now find out information about the system? Earlier it was necessary to climb into the dispatcher. So by the way, you can install the update here. You see this, as you see the hint on the poppy. System information, default application. Pretty handy, huh? I clicked here and found it all. For example, in general, we can record, and that is, a sound computer disk. Open a box there, a video here, a music player there, a box, photos of something, in the application launch applications. Information about rights. So, let's see how much I'm biting off this whole thing. Damn, this is a contact, even like in Mako's. How much this whole thing bites off. We have a system monitor here, yes. And before, it was in the system monitor that you could find out. Well, judging by the fact that this is a 64-bit version, yes, that we are recording now, Skype is running there. Chrome is running, Skype, although we have only 1 gig 300 megabytes, while the load is quite small. All processes. So, the CPU load is small. That's what we're recording a record desktop with. Very, very, very good. For even, probably, I would call it beta 2, although officially I do not know if it will come out. Then, most likely, there will be a semi-just one release. So, we look at the Office. Last, I am interested in the latest version of LibreOffice. Come on, baby, load up. Damn, by the way, the global menu seems to have finally started working normally here. Maybe it worked fine for someone, it worked poorly for me in previous versions. I don't encounter much with the Office. Version 4232. Fresh thing. Quite a nice system. I wouldn't stay for 13.2.10, which is pretty much complained about. In general, I am always in all reviews, everywhere I say that only else. Further glitches, buggies, all sorts of these tests. That is, you will be like an experimental hamster, well, of course not like in Federer. Now Federer's fans will peck me. Yes, well, it still turns out that you are experiencing all the raw applications that are there. So, look at the version of the application center. Version 13.10. There is a chance that it can probably still be updated, because you see we have it from the previous version. So, another thing I noticed here, there was such a thing as the Riot, He in the musical. As I understand it, we have a cloud music storage, or even such a player. I don't have a rosary. Install it, check it yourself. Here, web browser. No mister, I have enough boxing friends for 5 gigs. It didn't work for me in any way. Damn, one pleasant impression, honestly, right? Now the Riot has everything you need. You want to install Steam, download toys. There are even free ones, even. Well, to hell with it. What was I playing there, damn it? Dota 2, there are still a couple of games there for free. You can buy something. Here, you can download more free games here. That is, now he has something to play with. There is a browser, a video player, nothing is buggy, everything works. This is a full-fledged system. One with 3, one that is, one with 8 and 3 is. Photoshop, alas, no. There is a GIMP. I think this is a full-fledged system. I think in general, that the era of Linux has come. When I first got acquainted with Linux, and it was like Linux 3 for dad. And then, I installed an Linux 8.10. So, it was a Russian clone, adapted for an office, for a developer office, for such a hybrid. Here, Riot's 8.10, which are terribly buggy, but I liked it all very much. Then it turned out to be 9.04, I doted on it. Since then, I have not returned to Windows, until I completely refused. Of course, it was the Macintosh that helped me a lot here. It helped me to become a Photoshop machine. That is, this is an old computer, on which I only do Photoshop. This is a very loyal friend. This is not an Apple advertisement at all. As I say again, I do not accept Intel Macs at all. Well, that's it. Pissing a Ubuntu car is just a charm. There are 2 distributions that I think are suitable for home and office. It is Rosalie Knox, our domestic, and Ubuntu Linux. These are excellent operating systems. I want, and wish everyone, to see more of the operating room. That is, more computers with this operating system installed. It upsets me when they sell with Fridos, but why not sell to a Ubuntu? Here, it also upsets me that when they sell a computer to a subunit, they immediately say damn, nothing will work here. Well, if you can see in the store, yes, there is either a computer with a SUS, or even a SUS Enterprise Home version. And immediately the dude who sells the computer says, damn, it won't work here. Let me install Windows for you. He takes out a dirty disk with a pirate, installs it, or gives you a licensed version. And you shouldn't do it. Pay attention to this wonderful operating system. Here, don't listen to the trolls who will tell you to install a Gent for yourself. It's a joke. Linux is home, server, and nerdy. I'm here for 3 degrees like this. That is, I divide into such 3 groups. For example, home ones are all sorts of riots, do, sigh. Server ones are all sorts of Debian, Saintostom, and so on. For Trotsky, these are all sorts of gents, Arch, and everything else. Here, compiling a new gent is fucking paying for light. I apologize for the mate. That's not the point. He came. You should carefully pay attention to this operating system. For all the time of operation, I liked it very much. Damn, there are even classic toys. It's a great operating system, completely free. I think I'll finish this. I'll probably return to the review when I update to the final. Have a nice day.